Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. It is time for another month of freebies videos. Now, these are actually some of my favorite to film because it reminds me of all of the amazing deals I got through the month. And one thing about me is I love a deal and I will do all kinds of crazy stuff to get something for free or virtually free. So we're going to go through everything that I got for free or virtually free in the month of March. There were some great things that we got, some things that aren't going to always be every month. So this will have some extra stuff in it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the grocery store deals, and then we'll move into the credit card deals. So the first grocery store we're going to cover is Safeway. So Safeway often, not always, not every week, it's not something that you can always count on, but often they have a free item that's good for the weekend. So I always make sure to add that to my app and then go get that free item. Occasionally, I've had to go to more than one Safeway, but I find it like a fun challenge, so it's kind of fun for me to do. So this month, the free items at Safeway were a bottle of Gatorade water, was the new flavor of the Coca-Cola. This is the orange cream, and I got the zero sugar. You could get either. I have had this. It's pretty good. It's not something that I would probably buy again. It's not the best, but it's not bad, and 100% for free. It's great. And then another water, this was a Propel fitness water. So basically it's water with some electrolytes in it and a little bit of a grape flavor. And then I did redeem some of my rewards points in the app that I accumulate from buying things at Safeway, and I redeemed them for a pizza. I absolutely love their rising crust pizzas. Usually I get the spinach mushroom on a white sauce, but I decided to get the Hawaiian this time because I love Hawaiian pizza. I truly believe that pineapple belongs on a pizza, and you cannot convince me otherwise. So comment below if you're a pineapple on a pizza lover or if you think it doesn't belong anywhere near pizza. So that was Safeway. Now we'll move on to SaveMart. So SaveMart's pretty consistent, and you can almost always count on their Friday freebie, which is actually good for the whole month. So one of them was a large bottle. This is a 1.5 liter bottle of Fiji water. So went and got that. One was a single serving bag of veggie straws. So got those. One was a box of these oven-baked corn crackers. So they look actually really good. I think you can do all kinds of fun stuff, put some stuff, toppings on these. So got those. The only item that I didn't actually get this time, they had, I think they had another cat food that they've done last month, so I didn't actually get that. But everything else went to SaveMart and got. And then Maverick, which is a mini mart attached to a gas station. It's a really nice mini mart. And they almost always have a Friday freebie. And then sometimes they have a freebie, randomly that's good for a few days. Their Friday freebies are strictly only good on Friday. So you have to get there on Friday. So there's a couple of times where I did not go. One time they had a small icy from their icy machine. I did not go to get that. And then they also had a large coffee, which I did not go. It just wasn't worth it since it's a little bit out of my way. If it were right on my way home, I would have stopped. But the freebies at Maverick, interesting that they had some of the same things as Safeway. So another one of the Gatorade waters, another one of the orange cream Coke zero sugar bottles. And then they also had one of their, during the week freebies was a Monster, and this was specifically in the flavor of Ultra Blue Hawaiian. I like a little bit of an energy drink every morning, so this was a great savings for me. So those were the specials at Maverick this month. Like I said, I didn't go get absolutely everything just because it's not as convenient for me to go there. So that covers the grocery store mini marts. Now we'll move into the credit card associated savings. So with our Chase Sapphire Preferred, we have a $10 a month DoorDash credit. You don't have to, use it for DoorDash delivery. There are some places that offer pickup. This credit is not good at restaurants, so it's good at convenience stores and grocery stores. I obviously, as I've talked about before, choose pickup so I don't have to pay delivery fees or tip a driver. And so I'm pretty much limited to convenience stores. So I usually go to 7-Eleven because it's super easy, it's close. So I got some great deals this month for my $10 credit. I got these Lenny and Larry's. This is the double chocolate. These are their big cookies. I love these. I eat these regularly and buy these. So these were actually on special. So these were a great deal. Usually when you buy things at, a convenience store like 7-Eleven, they're going to be more expensive than you could buy them somewhere else. These were actually on special. So they were on sale and were actually cheaper than I would have paid if I had bought them at a regular store. So I ended up actually getting 3 of these. And then the other thing I added that was a lot more expensive than at a regular store, but I was using that $10 credit. I have been wanting to try the Post Malone branded flavored Oreos. And I wasn't sure I wanted to buy an entire package of them or pay that price. So I was able to get a 3-pack of the Post Malone Oreos. These are salted caramel and shortbread. So they have one chocolate cookie side and one white cookie side, and then the middle has a salted caramel. I've heard really good things about them, and like I said, I've really been wanting to try them. So that was a great find to be able to get that. Now moving on to the American Express credits, some really good stuff, some, returning favorites. So with our American Express personal gold card, I once again got a $10 Five Guys gift card. This credit is good either at Five Guys, Cheesecake Factory, Grubhub, or Goldbelly, which is an online. We don't have a Cheesecake Factory, and Five Guys is great because I can just go in, get a gift card, $10. I get a $10 credit on my statement, and then we can save these up and use these. So did that. The other thing with the American Express Personal Gold is it has a twice a year, so January through the end of June and then July through the end of December. And it is a $50 credit at any restaurant that uses a platform called Resy for their reservations. Now, there do not happen to be any Resy restaurants where I live. I live in a smaller area. However, my husband and I were traveling a little bit, so we took a trip down to Sacramento for the weekend, and I did make reservations at a Resy restaurant. So that's a $50 credit. So we used that for our dinner, and I'll post a picture up here of what we had for dinner. I had a chicken Caesar salad. My husband had a ribeye. So the $50 credit made that come out to actually be $5 for dinner. And then with the tip, it was obviously a little bit more, but still a great deal for dinner using that credit. The other thing on that trip, credit card wise, was that we stayed in a Marriott hotel and used a Marriott free night certificate from our Marriott credit card. So that trip was, essentially the Marriott hotel included breakfast. So we really didn't have to pay for any meals. And it was a nice weekend that was virtually free. Then the American Express Business Platinum card, we also used a bunch of those credits. Oh, the other thing with the American Express Personal Gold, obviously the Dunkin' credit I add to the Dunkin' app, $7 every month. While my husband was traveling, he did actually use about $20 of the amount that he's accumulated on his app. So he was really happy with that. American Express Business Platinum. Some interesting things we made well use of. One of the benefits of that card is it gets you into the American Express Centurion lounges, which are very nice lounges in airports. There's a few of them around. My husband happened to be traveling in an airport that has a Centurion lounge. So I set him all up in the app. I said, you have to check this place out. You're paying good money for this credit card. I want to see what it's like. So I was not traveling with him. He was traveling alone. So he did, on his flight home, he did go to the Centurion Lounge and ended up having breakfast. I'll post a picture of the breakfast up here. And as you can see, If you had tried to pay for this in an airport, because we all know the cost of food in an airport is astronomical, it would have been, quite a bit of money. Now, he does not drink alcohol. However, the lounges also have alcohol available for free. So you can definitely, get some money's worth out of using the lounge. Plus, it's a nice place just to hang out before your flight. So I thought that was a really good use of that perk. And then the other thing that the Business Platinum has is a $50 every quarter. So January through the end of March, and then April through the end of June, July through the end of September, and then October through the end of the year, a $50 Hilton credit to be used at Hilton hotels. Now, obviously, if you're going to be staying at a Hilton, $50 is not going to get you a hotel stay. And we weren't traveling anywhere else that we would have used it, but we have a Hilton locally in town. So I went to the Hilton, and you know how hotels will have that little sort of like snack bar, mini mart almost kind of thing in the lobby where you can buy, things that you'll take up to your room and eat? Well, we hit that. So we went to the snack bar at the Hilton and spent our $50. Bought some things that cost way more money than they would have at the store. But once again, this credit was going to expire at the end of March, so we needed to use it up. So what did we get for our $50? My husband actually picked out 5 Haagen-Dazs bars, so we brought those home, threw them in the freezer. He's had one. This is just an empty box. So we got 5 Haagen-Dazs bars. I got 3 Luna protein bars. This was the lemon zest flavor they have, which I love, so these were really good. I got 1 Builder's protein chocolate mint bar. I've had these before. I knew that I liked them. I got a protein shake. This was a Core Power shake. These are great. These are Fairlife milk. Really, really good. So I got that. And then I got a bottle of Diet Dr. Pepper, one of my favorite sodas. So that was just a few more dollars than $50. Knowing for next quarter, I would probably get 1 less thing, and it would be right at that $50. So I thought that was actually a great deal, a great spend that would have gone to waste had we not done something with it. So that was all of the freebie items for the month of March. Like I said, there were some things that won't always be here. The credit card, the American Express Business Platinum Hilton credit is every quarter. So I'll do it either April, May, or June. So you'll see that in a few months as well. But a lot of the stuff I get every month. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, these are my favorite videos to film. I really like reminding myself of all the great deals that I got throughout the month. And hopefully I encourage you to take advantage of some of these things. They're very easy, especially the grocery store ones. You just download the app for free. And if you have that grocery store, you just add it to your app every week, go in, pick it up, and walk out just with that item. For SaveMart especially, I usually just go get that and nothing else and walk out spending no money and coming out with something. It's always fun. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It does help. Comment below any other stores that you go to get free items or anything that I have inspired you to go get. And as always, I will see you next week with another video. Thanks for watching.